Hey guys. Alright, so I have a topic today. Hello, everybody. So before I get onto the topic, um, I just wanted to say to all of the subscribers that I have, I know it's not a lot, but I appreciate the people that have, and I hope this gets to the people that are interested. I know the algorithm's kind of wonky right now, but some of it is kind of my doing with, the mis use of my channel at the moment. I'm still learning about like the different things, but I, as some of you guys know, I do like joking around. Sometimes I do like doing my rant videos, my grinds, my gears videos. But I'm not sure if you guys know this about me, but I like critical thinking and philosophy. I am a big philosophy guy. And I started realizing something. And the topic about today is about Assassin's Creed and how it is now. And it got me to thinking, even though I still like the franchise, yes, I actually completed Shadows, and the last video that I actually talked about Shadows, there's someone that was pretty mad, yeah, they're pretty mad about what I said. Now, I didn't say it was terrible. I said it was average. But for some reason, we can't have average games now, can we? No, 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 no. You either have to absolutely love something that I love, or you have to hate somebody that I hate, right? Like you can't have it in the middle. We can't have average games anymore. Now, the reason why I say it was average, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, I've always wanted it to go to Japan. I was one of those people from the beginning that wanted them to go to Japan. And I'm one of the people that don't mind the RPG games. I'm one of the people that likes all of them, right? There are some stinkers, there are some good ones, and there are some that I haven't played. I'm talking about the Chronicles. They're just not my thing. I'm more of like either the linear story, like the Desmond trilogy, or the action-packed of the Kenway saga, which I am more like Fleekazoid on this one. I'm a Kenway saga guy. I am. So, Preston, if you're watching this, Kenway is king all the way. You guys probably don't know who that is, but he's just someone in my family that we talk about a lot. But anyways, I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern here, and I'm starting to think that I see why old school Assassin's Creed fans are saying it's not Assassin's Creed anymore. And it took me a while to see that. I'm like, and even though I agreed with them that it's not just putting on a hood, it's not just the hidden blade, it's not just assassinating. I know it's not just that, but I also used to be blind, and I was thinking, well, wait, they still have the Isu storyline, they still have the modern day, right? Like, they still have the lore intact. And I think what they mean by that, or some of them mean by that at least, is the philosophy of it. And I was really big into the classic philosophies too, and I do think I see a pattern here. And now you can agree, you can disagree in the comments, but this is just my opinion, and I started seeing a pattern. Do any of you remember in the first game through like Syndicate, right? And even Origins had it too, of course, but not as much. But I did still like Origins too. But like, don't you guys realize that maybe they're onto something? Now, I'm a guy that likes all of them. Some of them are mediocre, like I thought Shadows was it was there. Like it was good, but like it wasn't great. Like some people were saying, right? And I guess the sales can tell you that too. I mean, but even before that, like in Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage was decent, but it was not even like as short as the Ezio trilogy. It was even shorter than that. Like it just felt like an expansion. So in the little time they had, it just felt like sort of like an RPG version of Rogue. And I'm not talking about because Bassin's a Templar. I'm just saying like it was such a short game where they couldn't really implement a lot from Bassin, so like they kind of had to like rush with it, you know? I wish they did better with Bassam. I liked him in Valhalla, and they didn't do the best until the DLC recently, with Bassam. I thought they should have done better. But anyways, to the topic. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little hectic, But back when the first game came out, and even in Black Flag, like, they still didn't have hero versus completely evil. Now, yes, there were very evil people on the Templar side. There were. But that wasn't every single one of them. There were villainously evil ones, but that wasn't every single one of them. And what I mean by that is that even the Assassin's Brotherhood had bad apples in them. It's just what you weren't playing as, right? And so I was thinking that what made the old ones great, at least in my opinion, is that it wasn't good against evil. It was philosophy against philosophy. And what I mean about that is that it made you think. It didn't make you think everybody was evil. It made you think, like, especially the first game, if you stay with me, it made you think while you're playing as Altair, am I actually on the right side? Right? Sometimes it would make you think, am I actually on the right side? And then other times it's like, I am on the right side. That guy was evil, right? Like every target that you take out, it made you think one way and then the other. One target, it's like, I was right. I am on the right side. But then the next target's like, wait a minute, maybe he has a point, right? Next target, it's like, no, they are evil. Look at what they're doing to like all the people. Like it's all about the storytelling. And it made you think, and even in Assassin's Creed 3, that's when it started really hitting you to where when Haytham was talking to Connor, or as I like to call him, because I myself, yes, I can claim it, I'm a big shot, I know how to say his name right. It's Ratan Hagedon. That's right. Get jealous in the comments. I don't just call him Connor. I know how to say his name. That's right. I'm flexing on you. All right, enough with the flexing. Anyway, I already hear the typing if there is going to be any. But anyway, so after I heard that, I already knew that it's not just black and white. Both teams have a gray area. And we've seen that even from Rogue. It might have bad storytelling on Rogue, but it still made you see that even in the Brotherhood, there are bad apples. I mean, you've even seen with Ala Mualim that there are bad apples in the Brotherhood. There are. But now, the people that have been seeing the Assassin's Creed series since day one, you might have my back on this, and the RPG people are probably gonna get mad at me, but I have a point here. Is that once we went to Odyssey, Valhalla, and then Shadows, it went from philosophy against philosophy to make you think about the situation. It's a brainstorm, right? It makes you think. It makes you critically think about the situation, about who you're killing in the game, who you're sparing, who's going to be on your side when they weren't originally, and who's going to betray you that was once on your side. It really made you think on who was actually good and evil. And that's what I liked about it. Right? That's what I liked about it. Was it made you brainstorm, right? But in the new RPG games, Ubisoft doesn't let the story tell you how to feel. It doesn't let the story tell you this person's good, this person's bad. It's now the main character not telling you exactly why someone's bad. It's just either Eivor, Naue, or Yasuke pointing the finger and saying they're bad. We gotta kill them. And I feel like, in a sense, the original games did that too, but they did it in a different way. Kind of like with Altair. Yeah, Al-Mualim. I'm sorry, I did botch his name. I'm not the biggest educated on Middle Eastern names, so I apologize. But he would tell you to go kill somebody. Now, you would, because that's the name of the story. But even when you did, after you did it, when they confessed, it made Altair question things. Now, he didn't, talk in his head, but they would go back and forth in the confession, and it would take the whole game for it to click, but it did make you think that Altair was still processing that stuff. Like, it was still coming to him, let's just say. And I feel like another thing that was great about the original, repetitive or not, was that, like, the second to last boss, right? The guy that was supposed to be your last target, but really your last target was Al-Mualim. The bald guy, I forgot his name. I'm terrible. But he was even telling Altair, "Oh, you thought I was your enemy? No, Altair. I was never your target. In matter of fact, you were too blind to see that. Don't you understand that I was protecting you from your biggest enemy? Your biggest enemy is the one that controls you." And then it turned out to be your leader. And that's why I like Altair, because he eventually turned the Brotherhood into more of an open-minded brotherhood. So then, after that, now there are some people that didn't go with the practices too. Like, after that, there were still some bad apples after that. But, like, his premise gave us Ezio, the legend, that made his own Master Assassin's Brotherhood that would work together as a family, as a community. You would have Connor Kenway, a guy that would build up a homestead, and everybody's his family there. And even though he didn't have an Assassin's Bureau, he would still have allies that would help him in the revolution. They would all work together. And even Edward would have people at times in the West Indies. and they would all communicate, right? And it felt more like Altair made more of a community, right? He made the rules better to where you weren't just following one idea. Nothing is true, everything's permitted, right? So that's all I'm saying is that, but like in Mirage, something really clicked to me there too, is that Bassam the whole time is speaking to the rebel leader, Ali. And even Ali is telling him, he's like, so what do you get out of being in the Hidden Ones? And he's like, what do you mean? We're free. And he's like, you're free, but there are higher ups telling you exactly what to do. And if you don't do them, you either get punished or you may be executed for that. Is that really freedom? So even back then, you know, when they were the Hidden Ones, until Altair changed the philosophies, they were still kind of being controlled, in a sense. So I don't know. Like I said, the philosophies of the Assassins versus the Templars, all Mirage aside, like the classics, it wasn't completely good versus evil. And that's what I'm starting to have a problem with the newer games. And in Shadows, I still like it because I'm a bit of a weeb. And also, I don't know, I just think it's fun. But just because a game is fun, just because I enjoy it, doesn't mean I don't see that's just not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. Like, there's no more hiding in plain sight in that game, which I do like the Splinter Cell aspect where you're hiding in the shadows. I like it. It is fun. I'm not saying the game's not fun, right? But there's no hiding in plain sight, you know, like with the Brotherhood. You know, it's like, I feel like nowadays it's like Hidden Blade, Hood, the tendons that are not really well implemented anymore. Like, a lot of it is, but not every single tendon is, and it's just off somehow. It is, and it's like, it's not the same. It's not, and that really makes me sad. It does. Because I do believe now it is losing its identity. It's different from the Saints Row reboot. Like, that was completely like no, they got rid of everything. But I feel like if Ubisoft doesn't change certain things, right, then they're eventually going to lose their fan base too. And then their new fan base is not going to be the same. And even though that might be okay in the short term, the people that love the franchise are not going to be there anymore. And then the whole purpose of Assassin's Creed is not going to be Assassin's Creed anymore. Like, they're going to lose the fan base that loved it from the beginning. And Give me a second. Oh. So, what I'm trying to say is, and another thing, have you ever realized the confessions are not, like, they're completely gone now? Person doesn't even explain anything anymore. Actually, like, even Valhalla had confessions. But now, in Shadows, it's just take someone off your hit list. That's it. On the next person. That's all it is. It's on to the next person, and that's it. Like, no confession anymore. Why'd you do it? Nope. Just done. Next person. I think the only people that we got confessions for were maybe a couple of the main guys. A couple. And probably like 2 Templars for Yasuke. Wasn't really a lot. Most of them were just slit and then on to the next one. It really wasn't... I know it's probably a big rant, guys. I just... like... if you guys are original Assassin's Creed fans, let me know. Because I kind of know what you guys are thinking too. It's like, it's not the same. And I kind of think that's sad, because there's probably a reason why AC has been trying to have that heartbeat, you know? Their heart is beating, but barely. It's not like Saints Row the reboot where they just lost the whole plot. It was it was unrecognizable. But I do see the point of the people that defected. It's just not the same. So just let me know in the comments. I know this was a longer video. Just had to put that out there. Just doesn't feel the same after playing the last game. It just doesn't have the identity anymore, and because I get it, in Odyssey, the Creed wasn't around, right? So obviously Cassandra didn't have to be in the Creed. I mean, that was mostly based off of the Isu conflict. Eivor had every opportunity, but didn't. She was like, oh, nah, guys. Nah, you cool, but nah. It doesn't give an explanation why. She's like, nah, too good for that, right? Of a game called Assassin's Creed. And then Shadows. Like, yeah, your father helps them, and your mother is one of them. But Naue never gets inducted officially. She might have been born in it, but she never gets inducted. It's kind of like, now, I know what the RPG people are going to say. They're probably thinking like, oh, well, she was already born in it. It's in her blood. No, like, even Ezio, he was born in an assassin family. But even after he went through all the struggles, even after all of the things he's been through, it was only until closer to the end of the game of AC2 to where they're like, you're ready, Ezio. You are ready to join the Brotherhood now. And they were explaining to him the practices of what they have to go through to be inducted in. But she never got inducted in either. She's just, like, she just made her settlement. Has a couple of people joining her, slapping that AC logo on the banner and be like, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to my settlement. Most of the people in her settlement don't even know what the blade is for. They're like, it's the blade. It's like the Brotherhood is not only the blade. It's not what it's about. It's not just the blade. It's not just the hood. It's the thing with Yasuke too. He's like, you have the blade, woman. It's like, so what? I have a middle finger too. I don't use it that often. So yeah, guys. I just had a thought. I was just ranting a little bit. Just whoever's watching, if this gets on to the algorithm, if any RPG people are watching, say something in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me something. Any of the original Assassin's Creed fans that have been there day one, just like me, just stopped playing before me because I don't know. I just thought all the games were fun. I was more of I just liked all of them in their own way. But yeah, I do agree with the original people that, the people that like the originals and then stop playing at the RPGs because I do understand it's losing its identity a bit. Like, I don't care about the microtransactions. It's like really like, and this might be a hot take, but don't get them. Here's the thing. You keep getting them. That's why they keep putting them in the store, because you keep getting them. I've gotten a couple, yes, but I'm not the one that's complaining. Like, people keep getting them, and then they're complaining that they're there. They're like, even some, like, people that are streamers, right? They complain about them. And then a couple minutes later, you see them in the Helix store. And then, no, there's people in the comments of this. There's people in the comments of the streamers being like, you're paying for it. And they're like, dude, I have to. It's my job. It's like, it's your job to review the game. It's the job to play the game. Unless if Ubisoft had an agreement where you signed, or they were, or when you got the game, you would tell them that you were gonna buy Helix packs. All you have to do is play the game. All you have to do is play the expansion. Maybe that's it. Just play the game. Just review the game. But they're giving an excuse like there are certain people out there that criticize it and don't buy them, which is great. And I'm not saying I criticize them, because sometimes I buy them sometimes, right? If I have the money. But like, I buy the ones that are actually relevant and actually useful. Not just for looks. They're actually useful. But like, it's like, stop buying them then. I'm not trying to be sympathetic to Ubisoft. I think it's annoying too, right? It is, but it's like, stop buying them, so I'm not worried about that, but I am worried that it's just losing the way it used to be. It made you think about what you were doing in the game. It was making you think, am I the good person, or are they? Am I doing the right thing, or are they? Or, in some cases, like the first game, not everybody on their side is completely evil. Or, kind of like in AC3, not everybody on my side are completely good. So think about that. Think about that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Any of you old AC fans out there that agree with me, that kind of get what I'm saying, or maybe tell me like, hey, bro, you're wrong. That's not why we stopped playing it. Just go ahead. Like, I don't mind it. I'm just thinking, maybe it's just an assumption, but that's kind of why I think they're not as good as the old games. Because they're not letting the story tell you who's good and bad. Just the main character straight up says they're bad. They're Templars. They're bad. They're Orders of the Ancients. They're bad. They're telling you the side is bad, so they're bad. They're not telling you what they're doing is bad. They're saying that side is bad because they're bad because that side is bad. It's like, what? So the assassins are good because the assassins are good? Like, no, you gotta give us a reason. But yeah, sorry about not posting in a while. I'm gonna try to make more like rants or more discussions. Just go in the comments, tell me what you think. I mean, I take criticism. The only time I'll bounce back, like, dude, I got Irish in me. I'll bounce back if I could throw some words at you. I will. Like, I never said I wasn't gonna bounce back. People stop commenting. No ill will, but like, I'll bounce back. I'll say my opinion. I'm a very opinionated dude. I'm not saying I'm not gonna bounce back, but yeah. Tell me what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I an idiot? Am I ugly? Am I beautiful? I don't know. Tell me. All right. Peace, guys. Subscribe if you are new. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.